This is all about living within your means. More money doesn't solve a money problem. If it did, millionaires wouldn't go bankrupt. I know that better than anybody. You see, I was born and raised in the projects. My grandmother raised me. I didn't know a lot about money, but eventually I became successful. I wasn't born with a silver spoon in my mouth, but once I became successful, I was spending more money than I made. I made thousands and thousands of dollars a month. And guess what? I was living check to Monday. You see, check to check is a blessing. That means you get paid on Friday. By the next payday, you're broke. But check to Monday is a whole nother game. You get paid on Friday, you kick it on the weekend, you pay on your past due bills, and by Monday, you're broke. And I was living that lifestyle as an executive, making tons of money. I was helping everybody, but nobody was helping me. I was giving money away, saying I was a Christian, but really, I was a hypocrite. I was teaching everybody else how to get their money straight, and I wasn't doing it. So now I want to help you avoid the mistakes I made. Live within your means. In order to live within your means, I suggest you use the 10-10-30-50. The first 10% of every dollar you get, you tithe. For me, that means tithing to my church. For others, that may mean tithing to something that you care about, a cause that is important to you. Why? Because when you apply the discipline of giving to your money situation, then I believe that everything that you want comes back to you. The next 10% you save. You save this money in a bank account on the other side of town with no cash station card access to it, okay? Because you don't want to put the money in the bank at 2 o'clock and come back out and get it at 3 o'clock. The next 30% is cash in your pocket or cash on a separate debit card. This is for your incidentals. Why is it cash on a separate debit card for your incidentals? Because this is going to help you avoid a spending addiction. A spending addiction is what you have when you go to the grocery store for toothpaste and walk out with $179.47 worth of stuff you don't need, talking about it was on sale. That was not on sale for you, okay? So your incidentals are groceries, gas, hair, nails, your new cell phone, whatever it is. If it doesn't fit, get rid of it. The remaining 50% stays in your checking account for your bills. Now, you have one of two situations. You either have more than enough money or you don't have enough money. If you have more than enough money, that's not a license to go buy new things. You want to eliminate your debt. If you don't have enough money, then you must subtract. Subtract whatever it is that is in between you and your financial freedom. You may have to live in a cheaper apartment. You may have to drive a cheaper car. Whatever it is, you've got to subtract so that you can live below your means. Here are a few important savings tips when you're trying to live within your means. 1, you must have an emergency fund. An emergency fund is at least 3 to 6 months of living expenses saved in case you lose a job, in case you get sick, or in case one of your sources of income is interrupted. Another thing is to start with 10% of your take-home pay. Even if you are already putting money in a 401k, I still want you to take 10% of your take-home pay and put it away. If you can't afford 10%, then start anywhere. Start with the $1 challenge if you make less than $30,000 a year. Save $1 in week 1, $2 in week 2, $3 in week 3, add $1 each week, and at the end of 52 weeks, you'll have over $1,300 saved. If you make $30,000 to $50,000 a year, start with the $2 challenge. In week 1, save $2. In week 2, save $4. In week 3, save $6. Add $2 each week. And by the end of week 52, you'll have over $2,700 saved. If you make $50,000 to $70,000 a year, start with the $4 challenge. Add $4 each week. And by the end of week 52, you'll have over $5,000 saved. If you make over $75,000 annually, then start with the $6 challenge. And by the end of 52 weeks, you'll have over $8,000 saved. Give up those lattes. If you give up coffee, you'll save over $500 a year. What about that gym membership that you're not using? Give that up. You'll save over $600 a year. What about the landline that you never use? You know, that you plug into the wall in your house? Give that up. You'll save over $900 a year. What about that lunch at work? Pack your lunch and you'll save over $2,600 a year. Eliminating debt is important when you're trying to live within your means. Why? Because debt is the middleman between you and your future. When you have debt, you are helping someone else earn interest. If you eliminate the debt, then that money will start to work for you. Don't you want your money to work for you? When living within your means, it's important to utilize a strategy in paying off your debt. If you have a $2,000 credit card balance with an 18% interest rate, paying a minimum payment of $10 a month, it'll take you 370 months to pay that debt off. However, if you have $200 extra left over and you apply the entire $200 to that debt, you'll pay it off in 10 months. When eliminating your debt, I want you to use the debt snowball method. Here's what you do. Lay all your credit cards and debts out in the order from lowest to highest. Take the card with the lowest balance, take all your extra cash, pay it off. After that debt is paid off, take all the money you were using on the prior debt and now pay the next one off. Keep going until every debt is paid off. When eliminating your debt, it's important to use a strategy that includes focus. And when you pay off your bills, don't charge those credit cards again. It's important to separate your needs from your wants. Needs are necessities, things like food, clothing, shelter, basic utilities, and basic internet. Wants are things like clothing. You don't need any new clothes if you aren't going anywhere. What about that coffee shop purchase? Honey, make your own coffee. The gym membership, you can walk outside for free. Entertainment, play some board games, stay at home with your family. Here's some sacrifices you can make when living within your means. Choose the safest place to live for the cheapest amount of rent or mortgage possible. If you need television and internet, get the basic package. If you need to drive a car or buy one, get a pre-driven vehicle that still has a factory warranty so you can pay the least amount possible for your vehicle. If you're trying to live within your means, it's important to get your student loans in check. If your student loans have gone into default, guess what? You can get them back under control. Contact your student loan servicer, ask for the rehabilitation, and after you make 6 consecutive payments, they will put your loans back in good standing. If you cannot make your monthly payment on your student loans, here are a few things you can do. 1, you can consolidate your loans. Take all of the student loans that you have, consolidate them into one loan so you have one low monthly payment. Or you can ask for a forbearance or deferment. A deferment can be granted for approved situations. A deferment means you won't make any payments now, but you will make them at a later time. A forbearance is when you do not have an approved situation, but you still cannot pay. Interest will accrue during your forbearance. So please be sure to know the difference between the two and to ask for all that is available to you. The next thing you can do is ask for an income contingent repayment plan. This repayment plan will be contingent upon your income. So when your income goes up, the payment goes up. When your income goes down, the payment goes down. The last thing you can do is ask for student loan forgiveness. Depending upon where you work, depending upon if you are working for a nonprofit, or depending upon some other service factor, you may qualify for forgiveness altogether. You can still live within your means if you lose an income. Let me tell you, let's keep everything under control. Quiet your mind and get a strategy. Do not go into denial, debt, or depression. You're going to need all of that energy to take action and live within your means. Call your creditors to ask for a temporary suspension of payments. That will come either in a forbearance or a deferment. If you skip 2 months of payments, they will not report it to the credit bureau, and you'll add those 2 or 3 payments to the end of your debt. Most finance companies, most car companies will automatically grant you a 2 or 3 month deferment if you ask for it and if there's an interruption of income. Now, don't just go asking for it for no reason. Make sure that you ask for this deferment or forbearance when you need it. Cut back on all of your extra expenses. Going out to eat, entertainment, extra gas that you need to purchase for going places that you don't need to go. Consider moving in with a friend. Save money on your rent or mortgage. Look for a job so you can make extra money. Get any job that you can get by any legal, ethical, and moral means necessary. Try to build another stream of income using your natural gifts and talents. Guess what? One stream of income is hazardous to your wealth. So if you lose an income, finding another one is going to help you live within your means. Don't be too proud to beg. Apply for unemployment, Medicaid, food stamps, public assistance. Let me tell you, I've been there and I've done that. Pray for wisdom and discernment daily. Start with prayer on a daily basis and ask for what it is that you want. Get a financial coach and don't say you can't afford it, because the truth is you can't afford to keep doing what you're doing now. So these are my tips for living within your means. 1, live by the 10-10-30-50. 2, implement a saving strategy. 3, eliminate your debt. 4, separate your needs from your wants and identify what you can sacrifice. Remember, you cannot spend more money than you make. 1 + 1 = 2. If your stuff adds up to 10, it'll never get into 2. Number 5, manage your student loan debt and do not let it get out of control. Number 6, if you lose an income, then eliminate all unnecessary expenses. If you lose an income, don't panic. Talk to your creditors. Be honest. Tell them the truth. Ask for a temporary suspension of payment, a deferment, or a forbearance. And make sure it does not impact your credit score. So you just checked out living within your means. Remember, 1 + 1 = 2. If your stuff adds up to 10, it'll never get in.